Okay, good morning everyone. So in this fifth video, I'm going to go through your mastery check 12.3 to 12.5. That is actually your worksheet number 6 lah. Alright, okay. So right, okay, I'm going to start with the structured questions first. Okay, let's look at question 11 first before all the MCQ. So a diagram below shows a food web. Okay, so state whether the organism listed below are producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, or tertiary. Okay, so producers, they are usually the first stage, okay, in your food chain. First stage in your food chain, All right. So usually they are the plants, lah. Okay, that means this one is the producer, Okay, then the primary consumers are usually the second stage. Okay, right after the producers. Okay, so in this case, your snails, your grasshopper, caterpillars, rabbits, they are actually all your primary consumers. Okay, then we go to the third stage. Okay, usually those that consume is the predator lah for the primary consumers okay, or you call them the predator for the primary consumers. Okay, the predators for primary consumers so that will be your birds. Okay, and then tertiary is usually the fourth stage already. Okay, you won't have too many stage because otherwise you're losing too many energy along the different stages. Okay, so foxes, they are the tertiary consumers lah. Alright. Okay, so for B part 1, identify the most efficient food chain in the food web. Okay, most efficient, energy efficient means the one that is the shortest food chain. Okay, that means should be along this one. Okay, plants, then rabbits, foxes, and snakes. Okay, because otherwise the rest all has 5 stages if you realize. Alright. Okay, so why is it so? Okay, why did I pick the shortest? Okay, the reason being at each stage. Okay, so you state the theory first. Okay, you state the theory first. Okay, because at each stage, 90% of the energy is lost through waste and respiration. Only 10% of the energy is transferred to the next stage. So that means you pick one with less stages, more energy can be transferred to the next stage. Alright. Okay, so state one way energy can be okay. We look at the next one. B part 3, state one way in which energy can be lost in the food chain. Okay, either through waste, or another way you can put it down is respiration. Okay, right. So this one actually is follow what you have inside your summary notes. If you look at here, this part. Okay, the last page of your summary notes. Okay, going back to the mastery check. Okay, so the next one, okay, physical environment of an organism consists of two parts: the biotic environment and the physical environment. For physical, sometimes we call it abiotic, okay, environment. So organisms interact with the biotic environment, and hence interrelationships between organisms form. So the different types of interrelationships are important in maintaining the balance. So the following text describes a few relationships, okay, that are found in a savanna ecosystem. Alright, African savanna, grassland. Okay, I believe this is like the African grassland. Okay, so you have the red-billed oxpecker, which is a bird. Okay, eat the ticks that are found in impalas. Impalas looks like a goat like that. Alright. Okay, so maybe I'll show you a picture Okay, Okay, red bill ox pecker, they look like this. Okay, and then an impalas. Okay, so something like this lah. Okay, or like this. Okay, so they help to eat the ticks. Okay, which actually spread diseases to the impalas. So this is a mutual kind of relationship lah. All right. Okay, whereas the tick is like a parasite for the impalas. Okay, so red bill oxpecker impalas mutualism. Okay, so why is it so? Because this one they get food. Okay, the tick is the food lah. This one also benefit because no diseases, right? Okay, the ticks is this one benefit, but the impala doesn't benefit lah. Okay, the impala will fall sick with the ticks because spread diseases. So this one parasitism. Okay, then red bill ox peckers and the ticks. This one is the predator. The ticks is the prey. All right. So the first one is mutualism. Okay, between red bill oxpecker and impala. Then parasitism between ticks and impalas, and then predator and prey relationship between red bill oxpecker and the ticks. Okay, so the following part requires you to predict what will happen to the number of ticks and impalas. Okay, if suddenly the bird there's a decrease in the red bill oxpecker. Okay, so that means the bird population drop lah. Okay, so first and foremost, I think obvious is that the number of ticks will increase lah. Okay, because it's a predator, right? The oxpecker is a predator, so a predator drop, usually the numbers of prey goes up lah, because there's less predator to feed on them. Okay, so the number of impalas decreases as well. Okay, as the number of ticks increases. Okay, since the ticks will spread diseases to the impalas, right? Okay, so for this type of situation, you have to explain lah. Okay, in terms of how come the first effect is on what happens on the prey. Okay, effects on prey. Okay, this part is the effect on prey. Okay, the effect on prey is that the number of prey will increase. Okay, then after that, the impact on the host. Okay, because it's a parasitism relationship. Okay, so the host, very obvious, will drop lah. Okay, in this case, which is the impalas. Okay, then the reason for the drop. Okay, so we break into these 3 points down here. Alright, then what else? Reason for drop, impact on host, number of host drop. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, then I'll go on to part B. So the physical environment of a habitat determines the kind of organism that can live there. So study the description of the 3 organisms A, B, and C below. So organism A has oval red blood cell, okay, instead of circular red blood cell. Okay, so oval one helps to ensure smooth flow of blood during dehydration. So obviously lah, okay, water is a physical factor of concern here lah. Okay, something to do with shortage of water lah. Okay, in the environment. So most of the environment is a dry and hot environment. Okay, then organism B has roots that are highly subberized, okay, to help filter out salts. So when you see salts, usually the physical factor of concern is salinity. Okay, then organism C has a thick layer of fat. Has this physical adaptation okay, with fats. Okay, so usually this one is because of a cold environment. Okay. So these are the different physical adaptations. Okay, if you look at it, adaptations got two kinds. Okay, physical adaptation or behavioral adaptations. Alright, okay, there's two kinds down here. Okay, right. Okay, then we go into question 13. Okay, so diagram below shows the setup used by a student to investigate the effect of light intensity on the rate of photosynthesis of a pond plant. Okay, so you are given this setup. Okay, the oxygen gas, the gas here, they are referring to the oxygen gas. Okay, then you have the pond plants, air bubbles. Okay, how much it travels. There's a stopwatch. It's a movable lamp. Right. Okay, so as more and more oxygen is collected in the test tube, the air bubbles trapped in the capillary tube moves down. So the distance moved by the air bubble in 5 minutes is measured. Okay, so there's a couple of controlled variables here. Okay, let's read back a little bit. You want to investigate the effect of light intensity. So definitely this one is the IV, independent variable. Okay, what you set. Okay, and then you want to find out about the rate of photosynthesis. This one is what you measure from experiment. Right, what you measure from the experiment. So this one is actually a dependent variable. Okay, so there's a couple of things, okay, such as, yeah, so that one you can set by this, you is distance from the plant, distance of the lamp from the plant. Then this one you have to measure rate because so this one you actually need two things. One is you need time, the other one I think you need the volume of O2 gas, oxygen gas, right? Okay, so the rest is like, for example, the time taken for the air bubbles to move, so everything kept at 5 minutes. So this one is actually a control variable. Volume of water, or other possibility I can think of is the type of pond plant. Okay, must use the same kind, type of pond plant. Okay, the volume of water, etc. Okay, so distance between lamp and the pond plant is varied. Okay, reason why, explain why, because that is the independent variable. Okay, that will affect the dependent variable, okay, of distance traveled by air bubble. Okay, so that's why we need to vary it right, in order to investigate the relationship. Okay, then you are given a table and then asked to calculate the rate of photosynthesis. So what you notice is that you notice there's always divide by 5 if you realize, from here to here for every row, because the time is 5 minutes, you see. Yeah, so if it's 7, you same thing, you divide by 5, you should get 1.4. Okay, so that's why the final one is 1.4 over here. Alright. Okay, then after that is filled up. Okay, plot a graph of rate of photosynthesis against distance of lamp from pond plant. Okay, so this one is your dependent variable. Distance is your independent variable. Alright. Okay, so you can follow this format. Okay, y-axis, okay, variable to measure, x-axis is the variable to change. Okay, so dependent versus independent. Okay, and then make sure you label the axis, okay, with units, like what we have over here. Alright. Okay, then decide on a scale. Okay, let it be a nice scale like 2, 5, 10, 100. Okay, no odd scales like 3, 6, 9 Okay, so you must have a good spread of points. Ideally is looking at the plots, okay, in your x and y dimension. That's how you know must be more than half of the grid. Okay, right? Okay, so how do I see it is that you can count the plots, like for example there's 1 2 3 4 5 6. Make sure it's this dimension more than half of the grid. Also make sure in this dimension is more than half of the grid. Okay, so later on I'll show you how using my graph. Okay, so you can have a look at over here. So from this graph paper, okay, wait, what is my, I've forgotten to put my independent variable. Okay, let me go back and check on the independent variable. Okay, distance of lamp from, okay, from the pond plant. Okay, so this one is distance of lamp from pond plant. Okay, in mm. Alright. Okay, so what I did for this particular graph, I started off with 0. Okay, maybe what some of you, I think, have pretty weird axis in this sense, like your rate of photosynthesis. When I mark it, I realize some of you have quite weird axis in the sense. Okay, wait, should do this. So put in your units, distance of lamp. Okay, so some of you, I think you started with the smallest number at the top. Okay, something like this. Okay, it was the opposite manner. So for x-axis, you have to smallest number down here. Okay, the biggest number on the right. Okay, then for the y-axis, right, smallest number at the bottom, biggest number at the top. Okay, also your graph are like opposite one. Okay, very funny. Alright, so I started off with, if you zoom in, I started off with 0 and then ended off with 60. Okay, for my distance of lamp. Okay, my x-axis. My y-axis started off from 0. Okay, then go upwards. Okay, so I'm going to tell you my skill. Okay, this skill will enable me to occupy more than half of the grids. Okay, so my x-axis, which is my distance of lamp okay, this one is the distance of lamp. Okay, this one, my skill that I use is wait 2 cm 10 units. Okay, then my y-axis, which is my rate of photosynthesis, this one I have 2 cm 0.5 unit. Okay, alright, so then you count this graph paper. Okay, you count there's like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 big box. Okay, along the x-axis. So I must at least occupy 5 to be half Okay, so if you look at my plots, my first plot to my last plot of course not extend the line long the one everybody can do 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this one ideally I should be a bit bigger okay. Okay, then my y-axis, if you look, I have 1 2 3 4. Y-axis should not be an issue. 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So my plot actually got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, by 11 box. So this one confirm no issue. My y-axis. Okay, so maybe my x-axis got to lower down a bit Okay, yeah. So maybe I can every 2 cm 5 units. Okay, it will be better in this case. Okay, so maybe you can try on your version 2 cm 5 units. Okay, it's better that way lah. Alright. Okay, then my best fit line, make sure equal number of plots on the left and right of line. Okay, that's for plotting lah. Okay, so my skill sorry a bit messy. Okay, so follow this one I think you can try this one and this one. Okay, so in terms of the best fit line, the plotting, right? Okay, you have equal plots on the left and right of the line. Okay, so usually best fit line, it will not pass the plots. Okay, line won't pass plots Okay, not like in your max everything is nice on the line itself. Okay, so make sure the plots doesn't touch the line but you have an equal spread, equal number of plots okay, on the left and right of the line. All right. Okay, so this is your graph. Okay, all right, yes, so remember to do your corrections okay, maybe some of y'all the skill today wrong, erase off and then draw this one. Okay, so use this one to help you lah. Okay. Okay, so after you're done with graph, okay, so describe how rate of photosynthesis change with light intensity. So light intensity increases, rate of photosynthesis also increases okay, because usually light intensity increase is when the distance from lamp actually increase okay. So predict the rate of photosynthesis when lamp is at 10 mm. This one I think really got to extrapolate a bit okay, so imagine this line go a bit more something like this. Okay, wait let me try to be as straight as possible. Okay, so this one probably it already hit like 7 or something yeah. Okay, so based on my graph is really high up, probably I think it's like 7.5 at least. Okay, so maybe I gotta change this. Okay, 7.5 mm. Okay, wait let me look back at my graph. Yeah, okay, probably 7.5 mm per minute. Alright, okay, then once we are done with this, we can look at the MCQ. Okay, right, okay, very quickly the MCQ. Okay, so the following diagram shows an ecosystem. So choose the correct words to describe the ecosystem. So ecosystem consists of interactions between the community and physical environment. This one is straight out of the definition okay, what's a ecosystem? Okay, between the community of organisms and its physical environment. Okay, straight out from your notes. Yeah. Okay, the next one, which of the following is a form of parasitism? Okay, so this one is one organism benefit, the other one doesn't okay, the other is harm. Okay, so harm for an option so it leaches your algae, make food for the fungi while the fungi provides water for the algae. So this kind is mutualism okay, both benefit, algae benefit, fungi benefit. Okay, the clownfish lure your prey to the sea animals while they get cleaned by the sea animals. So again, this one is also mutualism. Okay, both the clownfish and sea animal benefits. Okay, then the cowbirds lay eggs in the nest of another bird so as to trick the bird okay into raising. So this one is parasitism okay, this one doesn't benefit the bird that helps to look after the cowbirds hatchings. Okay, then oxpecker and ticks, same thing as the impala one. This one is mutualism helps to get rid Okay, so the oxpecker got the ticks as food, then the rhinos benefit lah. Okay, when approaching predators come. Okay, number 3, the ultimate source of energy in an ecosystem is actually the producers, which is the plants. Okay, so this one is usually from the producers. Ultimate source. Hang on. Okay, the final source of energy. Okay, ultimate means the final source of energy. It's actually, the primary consumers, correct? Primary consumers. Okay, those that feeds on plants. Okay, because usually green plants. Sorry, not the producers. Okay, my mistake here. Okay, so green plants, which are the producers. Okay, so the sun given them energy. Then after that, the primary consumers. Okay, then after that go to secondary consumer. So the final source of energy is actually primary consumers. B. Right. Ultimate means final. Okay. So refer to the pyramid of energy. So an organism in tropic level S, okay, it's got to be the producers. Always the most one. Okay, this one has to be the most in terms of number in the food chain. Alright. Okay. Okay. So primary consumers. Okay, so all the energy in the ecosystems come from the sun. Okay. Okay, then energy is lost as it's transferred from one organism to another. So in the pyramid of energy above, where does the greatest loss of energy actually occur? Okay, that's the first stage. Okay, right? Because let's say you have 1,000 kilojoules initially. Okay, so you only pass 100 kilojoules. So down here you actually lost 900 kilojoules. Okay, then here to here it becomes 10 kilojoules, so you lost 90 kilojoules. Then here to here become 1 kilojoule, so you lose 9 kilojoules. So the one that lose the most is actually S to R. Okay, so study the food web below, which are following shows the correct classification. Okay, so decomposers has to be the mushroom lah. Okay, then N is the consumer. Okay, primary consumer, and then grass is the producers. Okay, then next thing we have a food web involving 6 organisms. So which statement about the organism X is actually correct? Okay, it's not a carnivore in the sense that you realize somehow it consumes the leaf. So not a carnivore. Receive energy from plants. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, let's see. Okay, it controls the population of other organisms. Seems so. Okay, because it affects everyone. Okay, present in the largest number amongst organisms shouldn't be. Okay, this one is only for the producers. Okay, so it doesn't receive energy from the plants only. Okay, so B is wrong. Okay, it also receive energy from bird, from caterpillar, from the rat. Okay, but basically it has links to everyone. So basically it controls the population of all the organisms. Okay, so 3 different populations are found in a small pond. Okay, so you can see that for organism X, is always more than the plant until a certain stage because of the bacteria it drops down, okay, more than the plant. So they are the primary consumers okay, directly affected by plants, okay, affected by the number of plants. Okay, all right. Then next thing, okay, there was a sudden increase in the number of birds in the food chain. So which of the following is or are possible explanation? Okay, so let's look at the bird one option by option. Okay, a new animal that feeds on caterpillar was introduced. Okay, so you compete for food with the bird. Okay, so this one cannot be. Larger number of trees were planted in the area where the food chain is, causing a population. Yes, correct. Okay, because this one you have more food so for the predator of the caterpillar. Okay, so definitely increase. Disease struck and killed a number of organism X. Yes, alright, because organism X will consume the bird also, right? Seems like a decomposer so 2 and 3 so D is the possible one. Okay, then we go to the last question. Which of the following statement about decomposers is correct? Okay, they help to recycle nutrients alright, not simpler into complex. In fact, the other way around, complex to simpler. Okay, decomposers release oxygen. No, they release carbon dioxide actually. Okay, and they respire too. Okay, yeah, so that should be A alright. Okay, then that's it for the corrections. So make sure you do up your corrections for worksheet 5 and 6, then submit to Miss Renee, who will then pass it to me to check it. Yeah, thank you.